Hey everyone, it's Amy Shine. So today's tool for Talk to the Entities is a question really, and it's like if you've ever had someone in your life that you were close to, maybe a mother or a brother or a sister or a grandmother or a friend, and they left their body, they died, and they left their body, they're no longer here. And do you notice how when you go into all like the sadness of them leaving and the loss and the upset, I wonder if you asked if that is actually a contribution to them. I've noticed over the years when people who I was very close to, even family members, left the planet, like they left their body, that the crying after them and the sadness and all that, it actually didn't make me feel closer to them. And it also, when I look back at it now, it also wasn't really an honouring of them and their choice to leave. See, everything's a choice. It's a choice to come into this world, it's a choice to leave this world. And later on, when I started to work more with Talk to the Entities and communicating more with spirits and even family members that have passed on from my own family, they have all told me the same thing, that us crying and mourning them and grieving them and all that actually kind of keeps them stuck here. It doesn't really honor them and their choice, and doesn't really allow them to kind of like move on. You know, it keeps them stuck in that guilty place that they should not have left, or they should not have chosen that. So, and that's not to say that you can't have tears, and you can't have, that's not to say that you can't miss them. You can, of course. And a lot of times it's actually your body that physically misses their body, because their being is still around. Like, you can still connect with their infinite being, because there is no separation. There is no loss in consciousness. However, your body may miss seeing their physical body physically hugging them. And that's okay, but there is a line where sometimes we take that and then we turn it into almost like a massive sadness and loss, rather than maybe your body just needs to miss them for a while, maybe a small while, but maybe it doesn't need to be so long, and it doesn't need to be so sad. Like, what if you could honor them and honor their choice to move on, to make a different choice, to leave their body, whatever it was. And actually, when you honor them, that's when you're actually way more connected to them, and you actually can talk to them, you can tap into their energy, they can tap into yours, they can contribute to you, you can contribute to them, you can ask them for assistance with things, and it creates this whole different world of possibilities, compared to the mourning and the crying and the wishing they were still here, and why did they leave, and why didn't I do enough, and all that stuff, which is very much the trauma and the drama of this reality, which a lot of us do. Actually, we kind of create it in a way just to feel like, to prove to ourselves that we're caring. But what if, like, the most caring, what if true kindness and true caring was honoring their choice and being grateful for their choice, and then allowing, because death is just change. Death is really where there's change, like they've changed form, you change then as well. So what if you allow the change to be a lot easier? And what new communion can you have with them now? What new creationship can you have with them now? Just because they're not in a body anymore, it doesn't mean that you can't create with them. It doesn't mean that you can't talk to them. It doesn't mean that they can't contribute to you. It just has changed. So my invitation to you is to maybe ask some questions around what else is possible now with this person who's no longer in a body. What can you create now with them? What new ways of communicating with them can you have? And if you find yourself going into like the sadness and the trauma and the drama and the loss, maybe just stop and ask yourself, is this really honoring of them, and is this creating more ease for them? And if it's not, then what different choice could you make? What different conversation could you be having, and what different question could you be asking? Okay, bye for now.